Marina Starbrook slipped into salty air on a papaya peach dawn, 22 May 1999, inside a cedar-shaped cottage raised on crab trap pilings above Puget Sound Silver Cove. Outside, a harbor seal bobbed like punctuation, while her mother, a touring soul marine saxophonist who hides pressed lupine petals in her reed cloth, lilted a hush riff that set enamel cups quivering against pegboard hooks. Her father, a lighthouse lens mechanic forever sketching cloud herons on repair tags, leaned so close their freckles met and promised his newborn that pier chatter, lunch line whispers, and retail racks stalling at 14 would always shuffle aside for any spirit brave enough to feel her outline all the way to the edges. Curves dripped bold through the Starbrook bloodline like warm Kuroshio fingers weaving under Pacific chill. So nobody panicked when baby Marina burst her second homespun wrap before the kettle whistled. Granny tied threaded shrimp boat twine through the rips, patched each gap with carnival kite triangles, and laughed that 2 palms of fabric cost pennies, whereas trimming a sunrise could bankrupt the sky. Elementary corridors smelled of cedar curls, blackberry buckle fogging from the canteen hatch, and brine sneaking past rattling louvers. Marina towered half a head above her classmates, blotting projector glow each time she charted orca calving routes on the pull-down atlas. One drizzle recess, 2 kids hop-skipped chalk squares chanting mud barge whenever her neon boots slapped pavement. At twilight, she combed the tidal fringe, pocketed soda caps burnished pearl by surf, threaded them on fishing leader, stitched the rattling spine down her sea glass hoodie, and strode into morning homeroom, scattering prism freckles across patch ceiling tiles. A substitute aide filmed 9 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, uploaded the sparkle to a newborn video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers praised the girl who forged teasing into lighthouse glitter. Marina prints won Violet Promise beside subtraction drills. Clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Weekends belong to the public pier, a Scylla symphony of diesel coughs from crab boats, skillet pops from salmon cake stalls, and gulls bargaining for hair and tails while her mother's sacks curled through every gust. Store jeans jammed at Marina's thighs, so she traded tip jar quarters for sun bleach cast net, unraveled rope, crocheted a high-rise skirt, misted it with squid ink loon silhouettes, then posed at tangerine sunset against rust-striped bollards while her cousin snapped granny frames. Each image glided into an online diary she christened Lantern Sway. The week, a shimmering photo app finally flickered across patchy island signal. Captions toggled between dock slang and shore truths, like curves anchor gusts steadier than seawalls. 2 months shy of 16 candles, 51 unseen hearts. Tapped, small hearts beneath every coral post, proof glowing rectangles. Hush, cafeteria razors faster than any coach whistle. A Cal-Peck Ecology Fellowship ferried her to Oregon State's Wave Fluma Labs. Daylight vanished in turbulence plots. Nights belonged to a 24-hour pastel beignet wagon, glowing neon guava beside wind-bent firs. The heat lamp doubled as a ring light. Between sugar orders, she filmed 90-second reels folding parchment into sea fern barrettes, while translating dart rotation in half-lecture zip, half-shoreline low. One clip wove harbor seal chirps beneath lo-fi shuffle while she chain-stitched reflective anchor braid through thrift denim. 47 hours later, the counter zipped past 1.3 million. Pacific-style pages crowned her the beignet tailor, though. Every sponsor deck stalled at size 16. She archived each pitch in a folder labeled shrinking nets, brushed cinnamon dust from her cuff, and handed the next night hour paddler a cone of sweetness lit by dawn in her grin. Safety, Drill Week delivered an email bearing the Columbia Sportswear compass. They asked her to co-design a spray show capsule titled Fjord Pulse. Marina replied with 3 pure solid terms, patterns reaching 60-inch hips, half the crew hired from community college fashion cohorts, 10% of net profit pledged to Bullkelp Nurseries from Nia Bay to Newport. Columbia signed before sunrise, tinted lab beakers coral. The shoe unfurled on a tide-scoured sandbar where tiny plover chicks dotted commas across damp quartz. She guided paddleboarders of every outline through mirror ripples while a drone drew languid infinity loops overhead. And when the lookbook landed, every extended size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 33 countries. Lantern Sway vaulted beyond 700,000 lantern icons. If your subscribe badge up top still flashes red, tap it right now and watch it settle calm gray. One little press secures your rails so next week's story glides to you long before algorithm currents can tug it away. Then float down to the description where a quiet doorway labeled Love Compass waits, the same stepwise chart thousands use to steer hello into a magnetic, lasting spark. Spotlight shimmer summons rumor goals. A clickbait vlog claimed Marina laced steel plates under fjord pulse shells. Dawn found her paddling a driftwood board, past eelgrass ribbons, bare feet planted in linen shorts and sports bra, tracing every silver stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea dust, while her mother's sax riffed a sunrise growl raw enough to freeze pelicans mid-glide. 10 million viewers reposted the proof, sweeping fuchsia pollen over their own curves until gossip slid hush beneath slack tide. Beignet wages braided with capsule royalties and whipped into Starbrook velvet, a cloud-soft butter swirling spruce-tip custard, lime flower oil, and mica sparks glowing seashell white in any flash. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart bench, lids tied with braided crab trap rope. Each tag stamped, "Moisturize your horizon." Stock drained in 82 minutes, lifting $198,000. 20% seeded Beacon grants sending industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in shoreline schools from Port Angeles to Brookings. 8 months later, 38 Beacon teams live-streamed a floating fashion and whale song gala aboard a vintage purse seiner, lit by solar lanterns. Dawn color pouring into classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Seattle Jetty Fashion Night minted new wharf legend. A backstage blower sliced her indigo mesh gown hip to knee, 80 heartbeats before runway. Marina yanked neon dock rope from a scaffolding brace, laced the gash like boot hooks, and strode the planks as if the splice glittered in every sketch. Camera shutters snapped kettle corn pops. Vogue Cascadia crowned a rescue rope cadence, and Lantern Sway caught another million lantern sparks before brass horns warmed a mouthpiece. Trouble circled when a former aide leaked crop mills, hinting she demanded geoduck towers and chauffeured skiffs for her rescue otter, Echo. She posted the chain complete, refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption monitors for deaf stylists. That month's affiliate tied $136,000 bankrolled biodegradable crab trap pilots off Cape Flattery. Fans repeated her wharf mantra. Receipts shine brighter than rumor grit, until whispers flatten like tide pool glass. Family keeps her compass true. Twice each month, she streams Porchline Groove. Mom braids soulful phrases beside a propane griddle. Dad recites cloud haiku. Marina flips thrift denim while Echo wiggles powdered sugar spirals in a splash tub. One episode climbed past 9 million when the otter sees glitter onto the lens. A marine mammal refuge now sponsors every session, tagging rehabilitated otters with solar beacons funded by Starbrook Velvet. Revenue crested $12 million before Solstice 2. Marina leased a dozing herring shed, cut skylights through corrugated tin, hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and knotlets by hand during midday funk breaks. Efficiency auditors begged shrink sleeves. She quoted Granny Tide, fingers preserved legend longer than plastic cuffs, and rope ties stayed. Her feed floats Big Sky. Granite Bluff portraits share scroll space with Binyokar selfies captioned Same Sky, Different Tide. She posts breath loops recorded in blue caverns, principal resilience sheets in English and Love Shoot Seed. Therapy vouchers nested 3 swipes down. 197,000 readers call her shoreline candor their first calm harbor. Community glow rides shimmer under crushed shell dust. Hundreds wheel Sunset Causeways wearing Starbrook velvet on shoulders, LED seagrass tassels spinning from spokes. Ticket money fattens Beacon grants and lifts snorkel rigs that cradle wheelchair explorers over Crystal Springs. Chowder Shacks bubble late, rockfish stew bowls rise 15% on ride nights. Marina pedals lead on a vintage cruiser with Echo plush clipped 4, pausing to tie any rider's drifting lace. she is dotting commas in a memoir called Currents Keep Names for 11 language shelves next spring, while a film crew follows her plan to weld retired buoy chains into floating maker labs for island schools. Puma's wide-to-wave wave lantern sneaker splashes ashore next quarter, threaded with reflective rope, cushioned by algae foam, pledging 10% of revenue to Beacon Nurseries, hugging the Salish coast. If you smile and still see the subscribe badge glowing, fade it to gray now. One easy tap locks next week's Tide in your notifications before algorithm undertow bends the channel. And remember, the Love Compass link below stands ready whenever your heart wants clearer bearings. Autumn edges towards slack water. Fresh velvet tins, beacon grant portals, tonight's Porchline playlist, and that confidence map trusted by thousands rest in the description, waiting for anyone scanning the horizon. If the Soda Cap hoodie, shimmer, rope lace gown rescue, or echo glitter sneeze sparked even half a grin, press like, cast a ripple in the comments, and share this voyage with someone whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents. Every scar refracts lighthouse beams. And the coast bows low to anyone firm enough to plant boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes bright. Final tide before lanterns dim. Sailors, subscribe, write this heartbeat, claim your rail. Open the Love Compass below and meet me on the next rising swell when a brand new story glints beyond the breakers and courage whispers your name anew.